Hello, welcome to CKE 10,000 Gaming Channel. In this video, we'll be looking at my Oshi 8 choice deck build. Just keep in mind, I'm trying out this variation with kind of more blue splashed in because I wanted to add a little more deck speed to it. So, yeah, you can use this as a starting point, but alter, card ratios or tech cards that you want to try out in your deck as you wish. So. We'll start off by looking at the level zeros. I'm running 3 copies of the B Komachi Ruby Brainstormer. It's a self-tap pay 1 Brainstormer that salvages a character when you hit the climax cards, and when you play a climax, you can you reveal the top card of your deck. If it's a 1 or higher, you choose one of your show business characters, and that character gets plus 1,000 power and 1 soul. I'm running 3 copies of Lying About Her Age Memcho. Has continuous experience. If this card is in your level, this card gets plus 3 level, and has an act effect where you can pay 1, put a show business character, put a show business character in your level into the waiting room and put this card into your level, and then look at top 4 cards of your deck to grab a level 1 or higher card. And I'm running 4 copies of Performing Together Again, Akane. If your hand has 5 or more cards, this card gets continuous plus 2,000 power. When this card's battle opponent becomes reverse, if your stock has 4 or less cards, you may put that character to the bottom of your opponent's deck. So that helps deny any effects that trigger when the character is placed into the waiting room. And because there's no Rickies or early plussing, you usually play maybe you don't triple lane as much. It's usually 2 cards dual lane in terms of attacks at level 0 and even at level 1. But your Brainstormer, when you play climaxes, help you keep up with the soul pressure, right? I'm running 2 copies of Putting Her Feelings into Her Acting, Akane. On play, discard a card, reveal a top card, and you can salvage a character which is equal. Salvage 1 level extra lower character in your waiting room, depending on the card that was revealed. And during this card's battle, when the damage you receive is cancelled, you may put this card into your stock. Then running 1 copy of the Aiming for the Idol She Admires Ruby, which is your climax swapper that doesn't require you to pay a stock, so it's free. You just switch choice into another choice. Running 1 copy of Pion's True Identity Aqua. Has an auto at the beginning of your climax phase. If your level is 2 or higher, you can pay 1, put this card into your memory. If you do, choose 1 fan of the entire group Aqua in your waiting room and put it onto the stage position that this card was in. And has a second effect where it's act, pay 1, rest this card. Choose 1 of your show business characters, and that character has the following ability until a turn. When this card's battle opponent becomes reversed, you may choose a character in your waiting room and return it to your hand. I'm running one copy of Fireworks Event Akane Kurokawa. When this card is placed on stage from your hand, you can look at 2 cards from the top of your deck and put them on top of your deck in any order. And the second effect is, when this card is placed on stage from your hand, you can pay 1, put your card. If you do, look at up to X cards from the top of your deck. Choose up to 1 card from one of them, put in your hand, and put the rest in your waiting room. X equals the number of other show business characters you have. Then, kind of the main reason I'm splashing blue, it's to run this event, Love for Real. If you do not have a show business character, this card cannot be played from hand. If your level is 2 or lower, you can look up the top 4 cards from the top of your deck, choose up to 1 show business character from one, reveal it to your opponent, put it in your hand, and put the rest into your waiting room. Then, if your level is 3 or higher, you can pay the cost, which is pay 2, put 1 Love for Real from your hand into your waiting room. If you do, you put this card in your memory and perform the following action 2 times. Choose 1 of your characters, and that character gets the following ability in a turn. The character facing this card gets -2 soul. So you essentially have to have 2 copies of this, 1 to play and 1 to discard for the cost, and then pay 2 for the cost, and then you give 2 of your characters the character in front of your character gets -2 soul. So usually I'm just using it mainly for deck speed, and the defensive option is there if you get into that situation. Then I'm running 4 copies of this vanilla. It, I guess, pairs up with this level 1, which I'm running 3 copies of. Girls Talk Yuki Sumi. Continuous, if you have another charm that draws you to her Akane, which is the other level 1, the vanilla, in your center stage, this card gets plus 3,500 power and 1 soul, and the following ability, all your other charm that draws you to her Akane get plus 2,000 power and 1 soul. So basically, if you have 2 of these, this will pump this for 2k and a soul, and because this exists in the center stage, this will also get 3,500 power and 1 soul continuous. And it has a second effect, which is a dual lane type effect. At the beginning of your attack phase, if this card is standing and you have one or less other characters in your center stage, all your characters in your center stage get the following ability until end of turn. When this card attacks, look at the top card of your deck, choose to one of Love for Real event or the show business character, reveal it to your opponent, put your hand and put the rest into your weight room. So this helps you plus at level 1 without a climax combo. And because they're buffing each other for soul, you're still keeping up with that soul pressure. Then at level 2, I'm running 4 copies of Topic Straight Up Out of a Dream Memcho. It has continuous, this card gets plus 1,000 power for each of your other show business characters, and has a climax combo experience when Fake Wings is placed on your climax area. If this card is in your center stage and the total level of cards in your level is 3 or higher, you can choose up to 1 show business character in your waiting room, return to your hand, and this card gets the following ability until end of turn. This ability activates up to once per turn. When damage dealt by this card is cancelled, you can choose 2 show business characters in your waiting room and put them into your stock. So if you have a big waiting room and you have 3 copies of this in the front row, it's really easy to set up for your finisher combo to grab 3 Kanas off the on climax play. And then depending on how your opponent blocks or doesn't block, you'll get extra stock as well. You know, we're running 2 other level 2s. The very first time Aqua backup. When you use this card's backup, you can pay 1, put a card from your hand into your waiting room, and put 1 character from the stage in your waiting room. If you do, choose one of your opponent's characters with higher level than your opponent's level and put them into your memory. So it's like a change punish backup that sends to memory. And then fan of the entire group Aqua, which is what your level 0 changes into. Continuous, your other Big Komochi Kana Arima in the middle position in your center stage get the following ability. When this card attacks, look at the top card of your opponent's deck and put it on top or bottom of their deck, which kind of helps assist your level 3 to stack zeros to the bottom of your opponent's deck. And has a continuous assist. All your characters in front of this card gets X power. X equals to the character's level times 500. And the last effect is when your other Ruby or Kana or Memcho in its card name attacks, you can choose one of your characters to get plus 1,000 power until end of turn. Then running 3 copies of Bikomachi Memcho, which is your early play, and has one. If all your characters are show business characters, this card gets plus 1,000 power continuous. Has an experience effect when the card is placed on stage from your hand. If the total level cards in your level is 3 or higher, choose one of the following effects to perform it. You can look at top 3 cards of your deck to grab a card, and put the rest in your waiting room. Choose one of the following effects to perform it. Look up to 3 cards from the top of your deck. Choose 1 card from among them, put it in your hand, and put the rest on top of your deck in any order. And this other effect, which is you may discard a card from your hand. If you do, choose a show business character in your clock and return it to your hand. Then running 4 copies of the finisher, Bikomachi Kana. When this card is placed on stage from your hand, you can heal, and has experience climax combo. When this card attacks, if beyond that gauge is in your climax area and the total level cards in your level is 6 or higher, you may pay the 1. If you do, this card gets the following ability until end of turn. This ability activates up to once per turn. When damage dealt by this card is cancelled, put the bottom 3 cards of your opponent's deck into their waiting room and deal 2 damage to your opponent X number of times. X equals to the number of level 0 or lower cards among those cards. Climaxes are regarded as level 0s. So that's your finisher. Then some tech utility cards, level 3. Shaken Heart of Maiden. When this card is placed on stage from your hand, choose up to 1 of your opponent's characters, return it to their hand. Then you may choose 1 card in your hand and put it into a waiting room. If you do, choose one of your opponent's characters and return to hand again, so it's double bounce. And when this card is placed on stage, if you have 4 more characters, you can choose a show business character in your waiting room to put in your stock. Then I'm running 2 copies of the first stage event. You can choose one of the following effects and perform it. Search your deck for one Climax card and add it, reveal it to your opponent, add it to your hand, and shuffle your deck. So it helps you get your Climax combos at level 3 for your finisher. Or you can choose one of your characters, and that character gets plus 4,000 power, and put this card in your stock, in case you're one stock short. And then it has the third effect. You may pay 4 if you do choose one of your characters, and that character gets the following ability end of turn. This ability activates up to once per turn. When this card attacks, you may deal 3 damage to your opponent. So it has a lot of versatility, and because it's level 3, you can always put it into your level. You always clock it so it gets into your level for experience as well. And then the last 8 cards are the Climax cards. Fake Wings, which combos with your level 2 Climax combo. And Beyond That Gaze, which combos with your level 3 Climax combo. And I know a lot of people are trying different 8 choice builds. Some other notable Climax combo you can try to add to this deck instead of playing the blue package is the level 1 choice combo, which is essentially cigarettes. So you could run this if you want, if you don't want to run the blue cards. The blue cards are more kind of defensive plays and tech options. And you can always try adding in this level 0 tutor 2 if you're thinking the deck is missing some key searching tutoring. Alright, thanks for watching. Please subscribe. Check EncoreDecks.com in the link in the description below to see an overview of this deck build.